Alright, here's another unfortunate instance called 11 Edwin Allen High students injured in crash. 9 students are admitted to the Percy Junior Hospital and 2 transferred to the Kingston Public Hospital after a taxi in which were traveling careened off the Grantham Bridge and plunged into the river below after colliding with another vehicle. Some of the students have reportedly been sitting in each other's laps. Okay, here's a fuckery right there. Where's to start this? Edwin Smith blamed the speeding taxi driver for the crash. It's like a movie recounting Smith, who said had been waiting for a taxi to transport her daughter to school. Smith also criticized onlookers who were more interested in using their cell phone cameras to record the aftermath of the crash and then help the injured students. Meanwhile, Everton Walters, principal of Edwin Allen High in Frankfield, Clarendon, used the tragic incident to highlight the urgent need for a public transportation network for rural Jamaica. I've always voiced the opinion that rural parts need proper transportation for students. It's not right to have 12 persons in one car, he said. Walters said that he would like the Jamaica or JUTC to start providing buses to transport students on the Maypen to Frankfield Road. Alright, in the story. Alright. I'm first of all glad that no one was killed in this. I mean, it's sad that these kids got injured, and I hope that they'll be all right. But first of all, I really hope they arrest this taxi driver. First of all, that and take for someone who's unfortunate had to take some of this public transportation here in Jamaica, with the taxis and even some of the minibuses. Like a lot of these drivers are so greedy and reckless that it's not so much about the safety of the passengers that they'll pack up the bus more than capacity just because they want as much money as possible. And this is an example of a greedy driver, and also a reckless one, because if the driver this indicate this driver had been driving better, apart from overstuffing the taxi like on the slave ships during the transatlantic slave trade, chances are this would have been avoided. And I really hope, and it's very likely, and this should happen, is that the parents of these children sue this taxi driver or demand that get him in jail, because this was child endangerment, all right, and it's reckless driving. And I wouldn't be surprised the guy didn't have a license or it expired, because he's lucky that none of these kids were killed. And as an adult, he was responsible for safety of his children, and he messed up big time. So I do hope that this charge driver gets criminally charged. I mean, I would suggest sue him, but chances are I don't know if he'd have that much money. But this guy needs to be criminally charged because he endangered all those children. Although, to be fair, these children should know better than to go into a taxi. It's over capacity, or at least vet some of these taxi drivers. All right, because I tell from experience, I bet some of these taxi drivers I take, because yeah, even though JTC buses aren't reliable, at least they're not as reckless a lot of these taxi drivers and minibus drivers. So my thoughts go to these students who were injured, and I hope they recover. And like I said, I hope this driver gets arrested for what he did. All right, so that's what I've said. This will be going to State of Jamaica and Caribbean. Check out my other YouTube pages: Miles J. Miles Gusson Farron, and Miles J. Productions. Okay.